Hello! Thank you for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. For this installment, I'm going to use the Tarot Grand Lux by Ciro Marchetti. Is it illustrated or something by? I know there's a website. My brain's going a little slow. usgames.inc. No, usgamesinc.com. There we go. You can see it there. It's on this screen. Feel free to freeze frame. usgamesinc.com. That's what's on this box. That's the tarot, the oracle cards, energy oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. One of my more enjoyable decks, in my opinion. Use it a lot. Where is your... Oh, Sandra, I didn't get your book out, Sandra. I'm so sorry. Hayhouse.com. I believe it's on the bottom. There's also hayhouseradio.com. But hayhouse.com. If you search Sandra Ann Taylor, you'll find it. Are these the websites? Yeah. So here's more information. If you're interested, feel free to freeze frame and check that out if you're interested. I also use dice. I use a 22-sided dice for the major arcana. I substitute 22 for 0 for the Fool. And I use a 14-sided dice for the minor arcana, and I use a 4-sided dice to choose the element to match up with that. They are from here. The ones I currently use are from here. The Dice Shop, I think it says Math Art Fun. Can't read it. Math Art Fun, is that what it says? mathartfun.com, if you want to check that out. Hopefully you can read that if you want to read that. Alright, with that being said, if you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email. jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. And let's go on to your reading. Hello, Aries. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Aries? Do we like this? Do we not like this? You got the Wheel of Fortune. Aries can really... Usually Aries can roll with the Wheel of Fortune. So, why is the Three of Swords showing up is a good question. Okay. There's a couple levels going on here. Couple levels going on. All right. So this is the hardest part of this whole reading. The Wheel of Fortune showing up with the... You weren't expecting it. Alright, I feel like that's why I got the Three of Swords with this. Something unexpected has happened or will happen any moment now. So this is what we're going to be dealing with this whole reading. The Wheel of Fortune, even though this is not going to end up in a bad place for you, the fact that it even happened, I feel like that's what I don't like. Like, that was totally out of left field. That was a complete blindside. I don't like that. This is something that's coming out of nowhere, whatever is going on here. This is what we're going to be dealing with. So when this reading hits, it's either hasn't happened yet, it is about to happen, or just happened, is what I'm getting for this really to make sense. Whatever you got into, I didn't expect this situation to be very lenient. I didn't expect it to have much wiggle room. When you got into this situation, somebody gave you like, this is as far as you can go. You have to go at least this far, no farther than that. And you got to stay within these lines, and you got to do it this way, and you got to do it in this time frame. And I feel like I saw that, and I was like, you know what? I got to do what I got to do. I can do that. I need to do that. I'm going to do that. I knew that there wasn't much leeway with it. With that patience, I feel like there was a lot of boundaries, but I was like, I can make it work. It's not about liking it. I need to do that, so I'm going to do that. And that's all there is to it. It needs to be done. I'm going to do it. And I didn't expect it to last forever, but I knew it was going to last a long time. I never expected to like it. I don't think I ever expected to like it. But going in with that feeling, I feel like set me up for success. I never expected to like it, so whatever it was, yeah, this fits. That's what I thought this was going to be like. So it's almost like when you have, take it with a grain of salt, you have a kid in school and maybe you just don't like the teacher for whatever reason. For whatever reason. But you're like, I'm going to have to deal with them. I don't like them. So for my kid's benefit, I'm going to handle this a certain way to make this as easy as possible. It's going to be a whole school year. I don't see me ever liking it. I'm not expecting to, but I can play nice for my kid's benefit, and I will do that. Here we go. It kind of feels like that to me. Aries does what Aries needs to do. Aries is not one to be somebody else's fool either. So when I get that fool card in there, I don't think that's talking about you. I feel like other people might not have known where you really stand. Aries can be very strategic. I don't show up to be somebody else's fool. If they want to be the fool, knock themselves out, and a lot of people are, but I'm not worried about it. Yeah, because I feel like I saw somebody else's pattern. You got the Queen of Pentacles reversed and the Strength card. Somebody, I feel like they're just very domineering, and I just didn't trust them. I don't like how they do things. I don't believe that they're doing it for the best of everybody, but I can work with this. You let them play the fool. I feel like you let them play the fool, but it was strategic. It's kind of like that analogy I used. It's kind of like if you don't like them, no matter what you really feel about them, like I can make this work. And again, if it's your kid's going to have to deal with this person through the whole school year, you're like, all right, strategically, for my kid's benefit, I will do what I have to do. Okay. The wheel turned, though. What is this wheel turning? Because I feel like things are going to go more to your benefit than you totally expected. But when the wheel turns at first, you're like, oh, yeah, something... You got the Queen of Cups reversed, which makes me feel like a secret has been revealed. That's off the wheel going here. Secret's been revealed. You've seen behind the curtain. It's putting you in a different position to where you can make different decisions. And you're like, I was all ready to handle this. I was all geared up to do this. I don't know what the other options are right now, but I was ready for this one. And I don't know if the other options are any better or any worse, but I was ready for this one. I was ready to handle this so it would work out. So, all right, I don't know. I was ready, though. And I feel like that's what's throwing me off. Like, oh, I was ready, but I was ready. Okay, so the wheel turns, the wheel does what the wheel does. 9 times out of 10, I know the Aries kind of rolls with it pretty well. Ironically, you will roll with this quite well, but when it first happened, you're like, oh no, wait a minute, I was ready. This is some bull. Okay, first thing you don't know. So, alright, that's the analogy I'm getting. And you know what? Vocation means nothing. I'm sorry. A vocation does not create a quality of character. A person going into that vocation, a person who went into that vocation, they already had their certain quality of character. A vocation has nothing to do. I don't care if it's a teacher, a police person, a religious leader. I don't care who they are. A vocation does not create quality of character. It doesn't. I'm sorry, it really doesn't. So I'm using that same analogy. If say it was a teacher, we're using that analogy. That person is on thin ice or has been removed. This I feel like what's going on here. The reason that's happening is because somebody else saw that as a really big problem and has got it and moved it out of the way. It didn't look like it was going to get moved out of the way. It's almost like 2 weeks into the new school year or the new semester or whatever you're watching this, because whenever somebody said nope. I mean, in this season maybe it's going into summer school. I don't know. Dale, it's whenever you're watching it. 2 weeks in, whoever's in control said, oh no, this is a problem, we can't have this. Out. Fear came in. I'm getting fear with the root chakra. It can be a survival energy. I'm getting that somebody felt like this is really bad. We can't have this anymore. We can't have this anymore. That's one thing. Somebody else saw it and said, and all of a sudden was like, oh no, alarms went off, we can't do this. Another level that you might not be seeing
they've been trying to fix this for a while, but nobody can agree on the resolution. Whatever this is, somebody else has been working on how to fix this for quite a long time, but can't agree on how to actually fix it and truly fix it so it's not going to be a problem again later. A couple of factors to add in there. So, when you come into this situation, well, when the new resolution to this situation, the change comes in, kind of like, all right, we're not doing that now, Aries. And you're like, well, what are we doing? Well, we're working that out. I feel like that's another level. I think that's another level you don't like. We're not doing it that way, Aries. Okay, I was ready for that. So what are we doing? We don't know yet. We'll let you know. What do you mean you'll let me know? I feel like that's coming. What do you mean you'll let me know? It's kind of like, I canceled lunch. Well, I canceled the pizza for lunch. All right, then what are we eating? We don't know. We'll let you know in a couple hours. Okay. All right. This is reversed. They're trying to avoid hostilities in this next situation. Okay. 10 of Swords, half in, half out. The Star card, half in, half out. Somebody's trying to avoid hostilities. What we're going towards first is like, work with this energy. Aries can strategize. People don't know the truth yet. Be aware of that. So it's not that people are trying to hold back the truth. People don't know what's really happening yet. And they don't want to show their poker hand in the sense of like, we're still trying to figure it out. If you know this, and you're realizing that people aren't purposely lying, they literally don't know what's going on. They don't know what they're talking about at this point. Because even people who should know what's going on, they don't know what's going on. They don't know what to do. They're still trying to figure it out. They don't want people to know that. If you know that going forward, because I feel like this is going to hold on for a while, probably a few months, it's a general read, take it with a grain of salt, but probably for a few months. Grain of salt, you know how that goes. I feel like you could hold back, ask your questions, and just absorb the information they're telling you. And then realize that certain people that look like they're lying literally are not connected to the situation. They might have told you something that they thought was true in the moment and just either were flat out wrong, or maybe they were lied to. Or maybe, just realize that factor, because there's this weird energy, like Aries really hates it when people lies. It's usually something Aries can't stand. And especially if somebody lies dead to your face, that could be a trigger moment. But if you're stepping back and realizing, maybe when that person said that to you, they thought that was true. And either they were lied to, or they didn't know what they were talking about. They thought they knew what they were talking about, and they didn't. Step back, absorb that, so this can go to your advantage. That way, when this person keeps telling you things in the future, you can be like, you don't have to tell them that they don't know what they're talking about, but you need to know that they don't know what they're talking about. You know what I mean? The situation is not coming to a short resolution. It's not. They're warning you not to look at it as if they're going to just fix it and move on. So like, whatever, say we're going to use the teacher analogy. Whatever, 2 weeks in, they're like, oh, nope, that teacher doesn't work here anymore. Whatever. Stranger things have happened, right? It's just an analogy. They bring somebody else in, and they're like, oh, this person's good, I like this person, this can be well. Don't take that like this is the resolution, like they're there from now on, because that's going to throw you off too. That could end up staying, but it's in flux. It's in flux. That Wheel of Fortune is serious here. Take it day by day, take it by moment. Worked out good this week? Okay. Worked out good next week? Okay. Every week it works out good? Okay. Just keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it. This week good? Okay. This week good? Okay. This week, was it good? Maybe. Keeping a closer eye on it. Stuff like that. This is going to take a long time. You got the Knight of Cups. No. This is Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. To me, this is taking a long time to resolve. Whatever this is going to take a long time to resolve. Pace yourself with it. I keep getting this idea that somebody's telling you, or more than one person is telling you things that they think are true. that are going to prove to not be true, but they believe are true. So I feel like it's something you can work with if you're just like, it's almost like, all right, who are you getting your information from? Because that information is not correct. So I feel like you might have to kind of let that person know, like, all right, I know you're telling me these things. I don't know where you're getting that information from, but it's clearly not happening. At some point, you're definitely going to say your piece, but give that person a benefit of a doubt that, like, maybe they're believing somebody they shouldn't believe. I can think of, I'm not going to give that example, but I know people who are just flat out liars. They're just flat out liars. And certain people believe them. And I'm just like, for as long as you've known this person, they couldn't tell the truth if they tripped over it. Why are you believing them now? But sometimes you have to highlight that to people. Like, I know you think that person has an ounce of credibility, but I don't. So, and I'm just saying, you're telling me all these things, and it's all been wrong, and it's all came from the same person. At some point, we want to add up the puzzle, don't we here? At some point? I'm just saying. If you give the person a benefit of the doubt, but the person's telling you this stuff isn't the liar, is somebody behind them, and they're believing in the wrong people, you can help them kind of advance their thoughts, and maybe if they start connecting to the right energy, you can help them kind of maneuver that, like, don't believe in everybody. Believe in the people who actually say things that it actually happens, not people who are just talking to talk. Let's just remember that. Because it's going to take a long time. It's better to have allies. It's better to have allies. Do what you can do. Do what you can do, because I know Aries doesn't have tolerance for the ridiculousness. I know, but I don't feel like there's a chance for this situation otherwise. It's going to go on forever, and there's a lot of weird energy going on here. So if you're able to maneuver this well and give people a benefit of a doubt, reserve your reaction if you can, play it strategically, kind of like, where is this coming from? You can have a great result here. You can have a great result. It's getting through this whole thing. You can, and if you are able to get to this end part, you can have some really good connections that are very long lasting. Whatever this minefield is of a situation, it's very easy to make enemies. Very, very easy. And it's very easy to snap judge it and kind of like, that was obviously a lie, and now they ticked me off and letting them know it. But if we pull back and we're like, wait a minute, maybe that person believed what they said to me, and maybe they're not realizing that they're getting their information from a very faulty source. Maybe I need to have a conversation, like, where are you hearing this from? Because you've told me these last 3 things, and all 3 things have not happened. All these last 3 things are a fail, so I don't know where you're getting your information. You seem like you're honest, and you want to be honest. You're honest about all these other things. And that might be a little telltale sign for this situation, too. If this one person is very honest about all these other things, but this one subject, they're just always wrong. It's like, do they just lie about this one subject? Or are they believing in a person with this one subject that they should not be believing in? And you can find a way to bring that forward, kind of like bring it to their attention, like, where are you getting your information? Because it's clearly not correct. If you're able to help this person, I feel like you can have a really good ally going forward, and this can be a very helpful thing for you, because this person may not realize that they're believing in the wrong person. People do that. Some people do that. They just believe in the wrong person, and they just, for some reason, can't afford to see the truth of a person. I don't know what to say about that, because sometimes it's very aggravating. But you might be the one to say, listen, you told me this, that didn't happen. You told me that didn't happen. You told me this, that didn't happen. Where are you getting this information from? You really hold them down and think about where they're getting that from, and that they need to stop believing in somebody they're believing in. Some people have a really hard time with that. They just really do. I don't know what to say about it. It's aggravating. I have some Aries placements in my chart. Can you tell? Because it drives me nuts. Because there's certain people and how many years you've known this person, they lie through their teeth. You're not getting that. You never notice. You never notice. Really? I don't know. If you're able to help that person, lifelong ally. I'm just saying. May be more beneficial in ways that you weren't expecting to. May come in different places and different times. You might make a good friend, or possibly more from this. Just saying. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.